Today, some of the major provisions of the new health care reform law started. Preventative care, such as checkups, must be covered. Individuals can stay on their parents' health insurance until age 26. Insurers can no longer impose lifetime limits, and they can't deny coverage for children with pre-existing conditions. That happened to an Oklahoma family. 2 News reporter Jason Grubbs spoke with them today. He joins us now with more on their story. Jason?
Well, Russ, Natalie O'Reilly's family now has health insurance. They got that a couple of years ago. That wasn't always the case. And believe it or not, she is hesitant to be happy about some of the changes made today.
Sophie OReilly is pretty much like any other 8-year-old, but she spent much of her life around doctors.
And she's had the right middle section of her lung removed, and we go up to Denver to see a lot of specialists up there.
Her mom, Natalie, says Sophie started having serious health problems several years ago. The family was in the middle of switching health care providers when her daughter ended up in the hospital.
It was probably the most terrifying day, I think, of our lives, where we have this little girl in ICU, and then at the same time we're trying to think, okay, one night in ICU, how much is that going to cost?
But insurance coverage for children is now mandatory. Part of the new health care reform law requires coverage for all kids, even those with pre-existing conditions.
They don't have to worry that their insurance company can restrict them for benefits.
Oklahoma Insurance Commissioner Kim Holland says the larger changes to health insurance aren't scheduled to be enforced until 2014. But that could all change. Several lawsuits against the reform are pending.
And I suspect it will end up in the Supreme Court. Until that occurs, or until Congress makes changes, and they very well could make changes in the coming years before 2014, we'll have to wait and see.
Today, Sophie's health is much better, and she's covered by Sooner Care. But Natalie, who has read the law, is still concerned for the families needing insurance.
It doesn't stipulate that they can't come back and say, sure, we'll cover your daughter, but that's going to be $5,000 a month premium.
And today, a group of Republicans introduced a 45-page document called the Pledge to America. It makes a lot of promises, including a repeal to the health care reform. Reporting live from Midtown Tulsa tonight, Jason Grubbs, 2 News, works for you.
Senator